Welcome back to another episode of Saving Grace today. We've got Zara McDermott on.
Thanks for the clap.
I like to start off the clap.
I'm a really big fan of this podcast, so I was really excited when you asked me to come on.
That is music to my ears. We can end it now. That's all I needed. I love that you're on. Can I just say, my mum was obsessed with you on Strictly. It's ridiculous.
Really?
No, yeah, but it gets a bit far. A bit for like my mum's obsessed with Strictly anyway, right? I've had to watch that since I came out the womb. So I'm really seasoned professional now. And if you got a low score, she'll be like, right, doesn't know that sample was fun. And I was like, have you ever danced a day in your life? No,
but you do, honestly. Like, I now slightly think I know what I'm talking about when I watch the dances back. Like, when I watch other people's dance, I'm like, well, that fleckle wasn't great, was it? Like, literally, no. I think
spread their hands. I don't know what that is, but you know what I mean.
I literally was out, but I still think I know what I'm talking about.
You are the next Craig Revel Hallwood.
I know. I do think I'd love that job. The power.
Do you know what? You can just chat shit about people to their face. That's the one place you can be a right knob and people just like, yeah, they know what they're talking about. And they'll take
literally,
it. Yeah,
literally.
And I'll take it.
It's honestly, I will say, standing in front of those judges is a humbling experience.
I would cry.
Because, right, you finish the dance and like, a few people have like messaged me on Instagram, been like, don't know why you celebrate so much after your dance. It wasn't very good. Honestly, people do. But that feeling of like, not fucking it up is like
not falling.
You look at the cameras at the start and you're like, I'm about to dance in front of 8 million people.
Yeah, that's the point.
Hope I don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
You finish it, you haven't fucked it up. You're like, oh my God, thank gosh, I got through it. And then you stand in front of the judges and you're like,
shit. And you're like, cool.
I'm not sure about it. And you're like, oh my God. It's a really humbling experience. But
are you more scared before you go out about falling or fucking it up?
Not falling. It depends what dance you're doing, obviously. Like, for me, it would be the shaking. Yeah. So, like, honestly, I'd be like literally shaking. And I remember this one time I did in my American Smooth, I had to do one solo turn. One singular solo turn. The fear I had the entire week, that's going to be it for me. Just a singular solo turn. My dance partner was like, it's quite easy. And I'm like, but for me, it's not.
When you look at the situation here, it's not easy. Of course it's easy for you. You can dance until you came out the fucking womb.
Exactly.
That is what I cannot, like, and you know, sometimes at the start, you have to do a bit of acting, like you're doing all this before you all meet in the middle. I would burst out. There's no way I could hold my composure during that.
You mean during the dance when it's like a story and you've got to kind of tell the story?
You know, when you're doing, what is that dance where you're really like angry and sexy towards each other?
Either Argentine tango or the normal tango, I guess.
I
didn't do one of those.
But you did like a slow.
I did a Viennese waltz.
And that to me is a bit, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I must say at the start, because you're a bit like, you got to really get up close and you got to you got to really act. And like, I didn't do even GCSE drama for a reason because I would just laugh. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would just laugh every time I had to do something. So I was like, gosh, this is going to be like a real challenge because it is like half of dancing is the actual moves. Yeah. Half of it is the acting.
Yeah.
I'm not an actress.
But I think you did well, considering you're not an actress. I really
or a dancer.
You started from the bottom, you were really good. So I have to say, 10 out of 10 for that.
Thank you.
Was Sam scared of the Strictly curse before you went on it?
It's really weird. I mean, maybe not weird, actually. I feel like it's like the Strictly curse is a thing that people talk about that I physically can't understand.
Right.
I can't understand how there is a Strictly curse.
Okay.
Because I guess in my situation, like I became really good friends with my dance partner, but you very quickly become like brother and sister, and you kind of have that bickery kind of relationship. And also, there's cameras in the room most of the time with you. Yeah,
you can't be humping in the corner, can you?
It's not really that.
That's
like
true.
For me, it was just like not the environment for anything like that to ever happen. I can't understand it, but then I guess it has happened in the past. But I think though, people have affairs and people have relationships in the in their workspace, in the office all the time. I feel like it probably proportionately doesn't happen that
Do you know what though? Although I do have to say, I don't know if I would date a dancer because there's sometimes seeing a man with the hips like that, my vagina closes.
A bit of an ick.
You know, yeah, it's like, I feel like this is so, sexism. I'm sorry.
I thought that at the start, but then I think you kind of get used to it. It kind of becomes cool then.
Oh, when you do Strictly. Got good hips.
Yeah. It becomes very cool. At the start, you're a bit like, this is not my space.
Yeah.
Like everyone is moving in ways that I've never seen. And then after a while, you're like, you're
fucking
cool.
like them.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new prompt on Hinge. A man with good hips.
Yeah.
See what comes up. How much training a week do you have to do?
So I think you have to do like a minimum of 16 hours.
Okay.
I did like 13 a day.
Huh? A day? So I was about to be like, 13 a week's fine, but then you said a day.
A day, yeah.
Fucking hell, that's a whole day.
That is like maths. 8 a.m. start, 9 p.m. finish every day. That was what we were doing.
What, like Monday to Friday? Or?
Yeah, the whole week. And then obviously do your performance on the Saturday.
How are you alive?
My body was definitely feeling it. I think I thought that my body wasn't going to be as achy as it was, but it was definitely kind of achy. And but to be honest, for me, look, I was looking at the standard of everyone and I was like, if I don't put like 100% in, if I'm sat at home eating a burger thinking I could be rehearsing right now, I'm going to regret it. So I thought if I just put every single hour of the day into it and I get as far as I can, then I can't look back and think I could have done more.
That is fucking insane. And are you having to do it in heels?
Yeah, in heels.
Oh my God, you're a better woman than me.
So if I showed you my feet right now, I think you'd genuinely throw
You've
up.
got bunions.
I've got blood blisters. Still, like I've not danced for 2 and a bit weeks now. I've got blood blisters. All the skin is coming, like it's disgusting.
Oh
It's absolutely, I've actually only got 3 toenails left.
Your toenails
2 big ones
off.
And one just...
You're taking the piss.
No, seriously, they've all come off. It's disgusting.
I hope you got paid well for that show because that is one of the most criminal. You can't go get a pedicure for at least a year now.
No, this is the thing because I keep thinking, do I just do it? And do I just apologise in advance when I get there?
I'd be like, you can have a £5 for doing 3 toes. I'm not paying full whack. That's crazy.
No, I honestly, I'm already embarrassed at the thought of someone touching my feet.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, thank God it's winter. No one has to see them.
So true. But you know what I always think as well in this industry? You've got fucking events, premieres,
literally,
fucking Pride of Britain. Like you've got shit that you've got to get your toes out for.
I've invested in a couple of court shoes.
I bet. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair because you'd have to stick them on otherwise, and I feel like one would come off.
Disgusting.
Even like Zara's toes on the red carpet.
Ew.
Someone get a photo of that. That's horror. So the week you went out, did you think you were going to go out that week? You did?
Yeah, so they were doing my makeup. I was being painted as a skeleton. And I thought...
That is where things end.
This is how I'm going to go tonight. Because look, don't get me wrong. I love Halloween week. It was really fun. But like, it would have been really nice to leave in like a ball gown or like... Nicely gorgeous curly curled hair. Instead, I had this like... skeleton thing painted and it looked really cool, but I'm crying. The pearls are falling off my face.
Oh Lord,
it all
mercy.
cracked, like all the paint cracked on my face, and I'm like, I just had an amazing time.
Did you have to get a car home like that?
No, I got it taken off.
I was gonna say because I bet sometimes the drivers think, fucking hell, where have I just come from? You know what I mean? That's mental.
No, wow. They take it all off. Thank goodness.
One thing I like about Strictly is how the outfits and the makeup, like it's always glam, apart from Halloween week. Like, were you excited for that?
Yeah. The interesting thing is Strictly is a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Like they know what they're doing. So you have like hair and makeup designers, so they will conceptualize it each week. Oh. Like you don't even know what your hair and makeup's going to be until the morning of the Saturday. Today's sponsor of the podcast is BetterHelp. It's always important to be talking about how you feel and not let things bottle up inside. If you have a really busy schedule, whether you're a uni student, you work full time, you're a parent, whatever it is,
BetterHelp is here for you. I often find that when it gets into the winter months, I get a bit down, I get the winter blues, and to be honest, it's a harder time of year than I find the summer. Christmas can be a really stressful time, especially with having to give presents to everyone, and there's a lot of things to focus on and stress about. Whether or not your family gives gifts, you might as well give yourself a gift. And the holidays are a great time to do that, whether it's starting therapy or going easier on yourself during the winter months. Even if it's just treating yourselves to a day of rest, remember to give yourself some rest this holiday season. BetterHelp can provide you with a wide range of mental health professionals, with over 1,000 therapists to help you already, who have expertise in mental health. Visit betterhelp.com/savinggrace to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/savinggrace. So make sure not to get yourself down in the dumps this winter and use BetterHelp. It's always important to speak about how you're feeling, and if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and you don't know if you can really speak to anyone else about it, BetterHelp is there for you. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's podcast. Oh.
So like...
That would stress me out.
Yeah, no, well, I kind of liked it, but also you could obviously be like, look, I really don't like that. If you something you really don't like, you could say. But like in terms of the costumes and stuff, you would do a fitting on the Friday. And I remember one of the Fridays I came in, it was when I did an American Smooth, I was wearing a purple outfit. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a base layer of this outfit with no sparkles on it. I was like, is this it? And they were like, no, by tomorrow, there's going to be like full gems on it. And they are literally gemming the outfits until the last second before you go on. It's like a big fat gypsy wedding. It's I mean, not really, but I know you mean. Do you know what I memean? All the gems. It's insane. Like the people behind that show are just incredible. Yeah. Oh no, they work horses. I've never seen anything like it. Crazy. Do you what is like an insider thing that we might not know about Strictly? Oh, insider thing. What I will say is, what I was surprised at is you don't actually see the other celebrities that much as you think you would. Right. I kind of thought that you would like see each other like all the time. Yeah. We have a lovely WhatsApp group actually, which we have like an official WhatsApp group with all the producers in, and then we have an unofficial one with just us in. Yeah. So like everyone can kind of be like, anyone else's feet really fucking hurt today. People saying things like that. Yeah. But like I thought that you would see each other all the time every day, but you actually only really see them a little bit on a Friday and then obviously on a Saturday when you're getting ready for the show, but everyone's quite like in the zone. I was going to say, so basically you see each other when you're all fucking terrified. Great. Yeah, it's a really good bonding experience for all involved. Fine. Wow. It is, but yeah, I thought that everyone would spend a bit more time together, but I would say like the Saturdays, everyone is quite in the zone and with their pro and so, I would say that, but it's not all laughs. I mean, no, but we do have our group, which is like, it's lovely. I mean, we're all still in it together, and even the people that have left, we're like sending messages of support. Be honest, are you glad you didn't go out first week? Of course. I think that's everyone's biggest fear, right? Is going out week one. You'd be like, what the fuck was the point? I think my dance partner, when he first saw me, was like, week one it is. He did. I think he did. It's crazy how you start off just not even knowing the basics on how to even stand. And then you'll go in and you're just like, just fucking rumbered. I know. And also, like, I think the being on the show has given me a new appreciation. Like, I've sat there in previous years and been like, oh, I didn't quite like that. Or, oh, that wasn't my favourite dance. Or, oh, they could have loosened up a bit more. Yeah. But I think actually doing it, you realise, like, the pros have been doing this for 20, 30 years, some of them. And you have to learn not only a routine, but also the technique in literally 4 or 5 days. Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, no, that's true. I didn't think of it like that. It's not just the dance. It is like all the technical underlayers of it as well that you have to learn. So the pressure really is on. So when I see someone now and I'm like, oh God, they look a bit nervous or that wasn't my favourite dance they've ever done. I think, no, don't think like that because they've worked bloody hard, right? They've done 4 or 5 weeks. I give everyone a 10 nowadays. Honestly, I really do. That's why you couldn't be on the panel. Exactly. Like, I just loved it. I would love everybody. Loved it. Are the judges nice in person? Yeah, they really are. They're really, really nice. My favourite judge, I really love Craig.
Wow.
I really love Craig.
Fair. Yeah.
I really like him a lot.
I just love that man.
And I love Shirley as well. Do you know what? And Anton and Motzi, I love them all. I love them all. They're really, really sweet. And they didn't need to, but when I left, they all came down and said, well done, and gave me a hug. And like, they didn't need to do that, you know, but they did. Especially Shirley, like really, really gave me some like good advice for the future. She's just really sweet. So
I love Shirley. The only interaction I've ever had with Shirley was at Pride of Britain. She came up to me, she was like, I've got TikTok now and I fucking love your TikToks. And I was like, why is Shirley on TikTok?
I have been seeing her TikToks. I love her TikToks. I love all the videos they do together. The judges' videos that they do, the TikToks, the dances and stuff. Iconic.
Social media team, give them a raise. Because they really are going with the trends.
Agreed.
Now, you're a documentary girl.
I am a documentary girl.
You are a documentary girl. And I love it.
Girl.
This is like the dream. Because your first one, the first one was the revenge porn one?
Yeah. That's
quite an intimidating one to start off on.
Yeah, but it was like a natural one. Weirdly, I came out of Love Island and this ex-partner of mine had shared some photos of me when I was in the villa. And
dickhead.
Yeah, I know, right? You say it louder for the people on the back.
Yeah.
So someone had shared some photos of me, and I think I might have gone on a radio show or something, and someone asked me about it. Like, no one was really talking about it. It was just one of those kind of like things that had happened, and someone asked me about it and said, like, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel quite shit about it, to be honest. I can't remember what entirely I said. Obviously, I didn't say it like that, but obviously I can't remember exactly what I said. And then pretty soon after, I had a production company reach out to me and be like, we'd love to develop, and you know, we'd love to hear more about what happened to you. And I was like, well, this happened to me also when I was 14. Like, do you want to chat about it? So we had a really big conversation. They wrote up a treatment. We did a taster tape, and they were like, we're going to pitch it to the BBC. Like, what do you think? And I was like, I would love to share my story because this is happening everywhere. Like, some of my friends have experienced it. Some people online have experienced it. Like, I would love to share my story. It's one of those things I never even thought was like possible.
Yeah.
And then I remember I got an email, Christmas Eve, 2019. I always remember the day, and it was like, it's been commissioned.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I'm ready for this journey now. And we started filming in the January.
Oh, wow. Soon then.
Yeah, it took pretty much the whole year to film. I think we finished in like the December of that year. So
really?
Yeah.
I didn't realise it would take that long.
Yeah. So honestly, an hour documentary, I mean, for me, you can do them in 3 months, but if you really put the time into them, 6 to 12 months really is what you're looking at.
And I suppose you're also finding people to interview too as well. I loved that documentary because at my school, I remember this was like a fucking monthly occurrence that some boy, and this is when we were like 13. Yeah. Some boy would like leak a picture of the girl. It would get sent round the school. The police would come in, they'd do piss all about it. And then it was just, that was it.
Well, when this happened to me, I had a police officer come to the school to tell me on my own that I had created child pornography and I could be arrested.
You're like,
I was 14 years old. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I am a criminal.
It's
like
mental.
Imagine how that makes a little girl feel. Like, it's awful.
Also, why is it just us that are getting blamed?
I know. Exactly.
Who asked for a picture of my tits? Speak to them.
No, literally. But also I'm not saying it's all boys, but like it was more so when I was younger. Like, I don't like being general because I know it does happen the other way as well. And it happens various different people in different relationships, or not relationships. But for me, it was always the boys, and they would pester and pester and pester the girls. Yeah. Like, non-stop. Even threaten them, like, if you don't send me a photo, I'm gonna tell everyone that you did this or whatever. And then the girls would send it, and then the next day it would be around the school. I mean, I was one of the first people that it really happened to in my school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So I felt it was slightly like the test subject of no one knew how to deal with it. Let's just punish her.
Were you worried when you went on Love Island that stuff like that would resurface?
Yeah. I was worried, to be honest, that the photos of me when I was 14 were going to resurface. Yeah. But they didn't, and who knows where they are. They're probably in the ether somewhere. But I was worried, but I kind of thought better of the person that I was with before. And I hoped that, like, we didn't end on really particularly bad terms.
As in the one who released the one when you were older?
Yeah, right. The ones when I was 21. Yeah, I guess, like, my problem is sometimes I see the good in people too much.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like that is a problem, but it's not. I feel like it's still a good personality trait.
It is, but then you get let down.
And your news get leaked, yeah.
I was then let down, and obviously... But weirdly, I do believe that everything happens for a reason. And as much as, like, when I was 14, I could never have told myself for, like, the years of, like, emotional torment, the mental torment, the bullying, that actually I would be able to, like, help change the law with my documentary.
Mental.
That I would go on to make when I was, like, 22. And like, how insane.
It is. That's what I mean. Like, sometimes when things happen, you're like, this is the worst thing that has ever happened to me. But then a couple years later, something can come of it, and you're like, not thank God, but as in, I'm grateful that happened to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's mental that there wasn't a law before. It doesn't make any sense.
I think there was a law that came into force in 2015, but then the problem is that it was illegal to share. Well, it is illegal to share an image of someone without their consent, and I think it's with intent. So you have to prove intent to cause harm. Basically, you have to prove that this person intentionally shared that photo or video to cause you harm. Right, which is really hard to prove.
Especially if they'd just shown it to their friends and been like, don't show anyone.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no intent to cause harm there, but it still does the damage, right? So that's a slight problem with that part of the law. But the part of the law that we changed was, the issue was women were going to the police and they were saying, my ex-partner has a photo of me, video of me. Yeah. They're saying they're going to share it. What do I do? And they'd say, oh, well, there's not very much we can do. Let us know when he shared it, and then we can do something about it. That is, like, absolutely not on. You can't, it's the same as, like, threatening to kill someone.
Yeah, well, the anxiety.
You can't just be like, come back when they've done it.
Come back when you're dead. Yeah.
Literally, like, you can't do that to people. So that was a law that we got changed. So now it is illegal to threaten to share as well.
That's so good, honestly, because it's such a... When you're in a relationship with someone as well, you never think they could do anything bad because they've never shown you that side.
No.
It's always when you break up with someone that you're like, what the fuck?
When you're in a relationship with someone, the point of the relationship is to have, like, ultimate trust in that person. Yeah. So when they break that trust, like, you're never thinking they're going to betray me like that. So
you did another really interesting one about this girl that she wasn't found.
Yes.
And that was a wild one. How did that even come about?
Yeah, so that's my latest series that I've done called A Death on Dancing Ledge. Yeah. So we actually I've been working with a production company for a long time, and we had this story for a few years. But basically, the inquest, so there's an inquest into someone's death. When someone dies under kind of circumstances that haven't been quite explored yet, they will look into it through an inquest. If I walked down the street and I got hit by a bus, there will be an inquest into my death because like the circumstances to understand what happened. So basically what happened here was there was an inquest, and it was one of the longest standing inquests that the UK has ever seen. So it felt like the perfect time to start making the documentary about this story, because the case was so complex. The story was so complex. And I think that I really wanted to make something that people would think, oh, this is a true crime series. I'm going to watch this because this is like a murder documentary. And
that's what I thought,
They come out of it and they go, oh my gosh, that wasn't what I thought it was. But I've now learned something about PTSD, about mental health, and about, trauma in families after someone passes away.
Oh yeah, because was it her sister? Yeah, that was. Oh, it's hard to watch.
I know,
but I think it's important for stuff like that, because I mean, it's also very niche. Like, everyday people will never usually experience something like murder or someone going missing. So you wouldn't even know what happens during that. Yeah, in day-to-day life.
I know.
It's crazy. Was that a hard one for you?
Yeah, I mean, really, like, I weirdly look back on that time. I mean, I spent almost a year down with them, with the family. Wow. So documentaries are very immersive. So, that took us how long to make? I mean, it was in development for maybe 2 years and then pretty much a whole year to make. And it went into the edit last summer. So it was like a really, really long one. And, you know, you get to know the family so well. Mm-hmm. Like that family will always literally have the most special place in my heart. And I still speak to the family now. Like I still speak to Guy's sister a lot. And it changes you as a person, like doing something like that. Yeah. Because it's so easy, especially in this industry, to live in this really glamorous bubble. Yeah. And to have this part of my life, this huge part of my life where I'm brought back to like the reality of this is what people are going through across the world in different degrees. And, you know, this is a really heartbreaking, traumatic story, but it reminds you of like what work there is to do. Yeah. And it was just an amazing experience to get to know them because there's just such beautiful people. And I think making a documentary like that is really hard because you want to tell the story, but you never want to push anyone. Yeah. To put themselves out there if they feel uncomfortable.
I suppose tell it in the right way as well.
Yeah. So keeping that relationship up with the family, making sure that they're always happy, they're always comfortable, and working with them. It's like a group effort. It's not, you know, we're not just there filming and they're, you know, it's a real team effort. And we wanted to tell Guy a story. And part of my job as a presenter and also, you know, someone who's working on it, because I do a lot of work behind the scenes as well as not just presenting it, is like getting to know Gaia from day one. Like, who was she? What did she want from life? Can I help her almost achieve some of her ambitions? Yeah. Now,
through what you're doing.
Yeah, would she be looking down and be really proud of what we've done? And I really, really think that she would. So it was one of the emotionally hardest things I've ever done, I think, because you just I get so connected to people.
Yeah, well, it's hard not to, especially in situations like that.
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing any more? Are there any in the works?
There are many in the works at the moment. There are, yeah. So I just finished filming one in Ibiza called Inside Ibiza. So nice. Yeah, it's just been really fun actually. It's all about, I mean, I can't say too much, but it's out next spring. But it's all about the kind of lifestyle. What will people do to keep up that lifestyle in Ibiza?
This is going to be
what does it look like?
Doc.
The light and the shade. And different things. So it's a new one for me. I wanted to do something that was looking at something that young people are doing. Yeah,
and would be interested to watch too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will really enjoy them.
Did you get Wayne Lineker on it? Fucking, do you know what? When there's Ibiza, there's Wayne.
When there's Ibiza, there is definitely Wayne.
There is always Wayne. That man is going to be buried in Ocean Beach under the pool. I love that for him. Hope as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been an experience to see like all sides of Ibiza.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Not just the bougie part.
Yeah,
not exactly. That I'm ever at the bougie part. Fucking hell, I've never been. So, next thing that I wanted to ask.
Okay, go on.
You have been subject to being a meme.
Oh my gosh, the You Can meme.
Are you fucking sick of that yet? Or do you find that funny? Like, I need to know, because I can only imagine, right? Because that was actually a deep thing for you and Sam,
deep
right?
Situation.
So and I can imagine it was filmed a while ago before it actually came out. So by the time it came out, you were probably fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we were. It's hard, I think, for a show like that because you deal with it in real life, then you have to deal with it on the show, and then you deal with
everyone's opinions as well on it.
And then you deal with it when the show comes out. Yeah. So it's like a 3-phased approach to any emotional situation. But look, I mean, I was 22 when that all happened. Yeah. Like I was a stupid girl with...
Oh, we've all been there, don't worry.
I think we've all done stupid things, and I try not to... I mean, I spent years beating myself up about it. So
Really?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I still get people bring it up to me. Like, I can't go on TikTok without someone commenting on it.
But do you, when you hear it, because it was like a thing on TikTok where it would be like a different, you know, like when your mum says we've got pizza at home and doesn't take you to whatever.
I mean, it's really not nice hearing your painful voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because that's me in like a lot of emotional distress.
Yeah. It's true.
So like, it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
But Look, it's part of the life, and like, you know, part of going on a reality show is living your loveliest moments and your darkest moments.
That's what's terrifying
on a TV screen, and you just have to accept that, you know, you put yourself in that situation. There's probably going to be something viral or a meme or something that comes of it, and whether it still stays afloat and alive and kicking after 4 years is another question.
Well, it's like Spencer's one where he was like, will you allow me to cheat on you?
I know, that's never gone away, has
it?
It
will never go, I don't think,
it's
ever. And I even saw, do you watch Real Housewives?
No.
One of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reacted to the video. She was like, what the fuck? That's so awful.
No
and I was
way.
like, how the fuck has this reached Real Housewives?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, Louise loves Real Housewives, so I'll tell her about that. I'm not sure she'll like the fact that it was that clip, but I'll tell her that Real Housewife has reacted to it.
It's so true. It was, well, even I was like, what? I had like a bad trip or something. I was like,
so
okay,
crazy.
I'm into it. Speaking of Sam, he's in the jungle.
He's in the jungle.
How do you think he's going to get on?
He's going to go one of two ways.
Tell me the two ways.
I don't know. He's either going to drive everyone insane or he's going to be a great source of entertainment. I don't know. No, I am manifesting that he does really well.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting and I really want him to do well. I want him to you know, get to the final. That's what I think.
I think he will.
You know, don't set your sights on winning it.
Yeah.
Because I think you don't want to be disappointed. There's only one space for one winner.
True.
But if you try and get as far as you can,
that's what counts.
Throw yourself into it.
Yeah.
I want him to win. Of course, we all want him to win.
Yeah. I think it's funny because when I did Sam and Pete's podcast, the one question people would ask me is Sam actually like that in real life? Like, is he like a golden retriever? And I'm like, yeah. He's so innocent and happy to be here. Do you know what I mean?
He is, to some extent. What I will say is Sam is like one of those, he's like a speaker system. Right. And you turn him up, right? Yeah. But when he's excited, he's very excited. He's full volume.
Yeah.
But when we're at home, he's on zero. Like he has like, it's almost like he exerts all his energy when he's really excited. Yeah. And then he just
crashes.
He crashes.
That's going to be hard in the jungle then, because I think he'll go in with like, he'll be buzzing. Yeah. Day 4, he's going to be like, whoa.
Well, that's what I was wondering whether he's going to overexert too soon and be too excited. Oh. But the interesting thing is actually about Sam, and because I know from speaking to people, it can get quite boring in there.
Yeah.
But what you may not know about Sam is he actually copes quite well with being bored.
Really?
He's actually really good at switching himself off. He's really good at like just chilling out, which I think people wouldn't expect of him. He's really good at doing that because, as I say, he's like 100 to 0. He's quite good at relaxing, at chilling out. But I don't know. He's never been, I guess, with me and been like painstakingly bored. So what's he going to resort to for entertainment? I don't know.
I think he might like count how many leaves there are. And I think he's going to be one of those people that is going to talk to people a lot.
Yeah. I think he'll do a lot of talking. But I think, and also apparently in there you get really hungry.
Couldn't. Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't get hangry.
Oh, lucky him.
He's a real weird.
Wow. You've really caught a good one here. Like, how on earth?
He doesn't get hangry. He's not like a proper foodie.
Right.
So
he'll be fine then.
I think he'll be all right. But I said, the rice and beans, like you might be on rations. He was like, I think I'll be okay. Like, I think I'll be all right. I don't get that hungry.
We were saying earlier, anyone listening to this, if you do not vote Sam to do an eating challenge, your breath will stink for the next 50 years. Because you were saying he's got a thing about textures. He's a fussy eater.
He's a real fussy eater. He's like, Sam is one of the fussiest eaters I think I've ever met. He's funny about certain food textures, doesn't like things that are like slimy.
Yeah.
Like even like, like mochi.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't like it.
He thinks it's the most disgusting thing in the world because of the texture. Like
a skin.
So can you imagine him eating like one of those big slippery worm things?
He has
or a ball penis.
Really got on the wrong show for this.
And then
imagine
he goes, the other day you're laying in bed and he goes, can I just say something? And I was like, yeah, what do you want to say? And he goes, I've never really thought about this before, but I think I'm scared of snakes and spiders.
Yeah.
And I went,
valid.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
Good luck.
Because that's not something I've really processed before, but I think that I am going to be a lot more scared than I think I'm going to be. This is his midnight thoughts.
Day before,
the week leading up.
Yeah. But I think we're never put in a situation where we're surrounded by snakes or like the odd cockroaches on the floor. We don't have that. So how would you can only assume.
That's the thing. Like we live in a very boring, not very animal-ridden country.
We've got rats.
We've got rats. We've got wasps.
And cats.
And flies.
And that's it.
And squirrels.
Yeah.
Like we don't really have
yeah, that's true.
Giant spiders.
Yeah.
And snakes slithering around us.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God, yeah.
But like, I feel like it's one of those things, as a Brit, or someone who's never been to like an exotic climate like that, how are you ever going to know how scared you are of those things until you actually get there?
How would you know?
How would you know?
You wouldn't know.
No.
And I think Sam is soon going to get to know.
I think he'll get to know. But I think, I've been thinking about this actually, I think he'll be quite good at the challenges where he needs to go under the water and stuff.
Okay.
Like I think he'd be quite good at that.
Nice.
He's quite agile, good swimmer.
Yeah.
I think he'd be able to just get on with it. I think the ones he'd struggle with the most are the eating ones. Like I honestly, I would pay so much money. Yeah. So much money.
You're going to buy like 50 phones just to vote on different apps for
I was thinking this.
I think you should.
If those days you go.
Well, the lineup this year, Nigel Farage,
I know.
Jamie Lynn Spears. How is Sam going to deal with these people?
So, I have a really funny video on my phone of him being like, Jamie Lynn Spears is going in. I don't really know much about her. I was like, Free Britney?
Yeah.
Have you not heard about Free Britney?
Free fucking Britney. Yeah.
Have you not heard about that? Is it
crazy
the conservatorship or whatever it is? How do you say it? Is that what it?
Conservationship. No,
that one.
I fucked that up. Conservatorship.
Conservatorship.
Yeah, there.
The
That, yeah.
Documentary maker.
She knows what she's talking about.
Literally. But yeah, I was explaining to him about the whole Free Britney thing, and like I was like,
I bet his mind was blown.
His mind was so blown, and I was also explaining to him about Zoe 101.
Yes. Oh my! The real ones will know.
I was like, if you wanna play, come and play today. Let's just get away.
He's gonna walk in singing that.
I know. I was singing it to him. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. You have no idea how cool this is that you're going to be sharing a camp with Jamie Lynn Spears.
Fucking ask her about Britney. I will be so angry
if he doesn't get any gossip.
He will not be allowed back into the UK if he does not ask at least one question about Britney Spears in that jungle.
I know. I think you should. But
you should.
You know, the thing is about men though, I don't know if you find this with men, but men, they don't ask the right questions.
They don't ask any questions.
They don't.
Or if it's like, oh, so-and-so have split up.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, why? Didn't ask. Why the fuck did you not ask?
I literally have this problem all the time. Yeah, the two of our mates have had an argument. What about?
Yeah.
He's like, can't remember.
Yeah, you should remember. What on earth are you talking about?
How do you not know?
If that was us, Zara, I would come in with an A4 pad. Saturday, the 1st of November, they had a disagreement. I would have timestamps.
Agreed. Same. But they just don't, do they?
Thank God we've got the cameras, though. They can pick that up. I guarantee he's going to come home and he'll be like, how was it? And he'll be like, I don't really remember.
No. He does this kind of thing all the time. Like, big things he'll do. And I'm like, how was it? And he's like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine. And do you know who I think he'll really get on with? Nella.
Yes, he does get on with her.
They're both so similar in like, they've both got quite like fun personalities. So I think they'll be fun. I just can't, it's so hard to imagine all these people sat around a campfire talking. Because I'm like, what the fuck are you all to talk about?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. But I think he gets on well with Nella. He's met her a few times before, really likes her. Josie Gibson. He really likes Josie Gibson.
Yeah.
Who else isn't it? Fred from First Date.
So random.
Yeah.
But I'm here for that.
Random, but I love it. He's a legend. Apparently he's a legend.
He is.
There's so many other people, aren't there? Oh, I'm really excited for him. And I honestly said to him, he called me on, was it Monday? Monday he calls me. He was like, this is my final phone call. And I was like, I got the final phone call, not Pete. That was the first thing I said. I was like, do you want me to add him to the call? He was like, no, it's fine.
You adding him to the call?
I honestly was like, I think this needs to be a 3-way phone call.
Yeah, he's in the relationship.
I've actually asked Pete to come around on Sunday to watch the show with me, but he was like, I think I might be busy.
That is the most Pete response. I'm at a strip club. I can't do it today.
I think I'm busy. Not sure what I'm busy with yet. Yeah.
Oh, bless it. I feel like Pete's excited though.
Pete is so excited for him. You know, Pete is the one going out to Australia over me.
Shut the fuck up. Are you? Wait, did you have any choice over that?
So Sam obviously thought and bless him, sweet, thought I was still going to be in Strictly. Had high hopes for me. Because obviously the final I think is like a similar day to the Strictly final.
Okay.
So he obviously, bless him, thought that I was, and you need to go out there 2 weeks before.
Really fucking sweet.
I know, so he had high hopes. He thought I was still going to be in the show. So he had already asked Pete, and Pete's flights are already booked and he's already signed up.
That's so annoying.
So anyway, Pete's off out there and Pete's got a nice 2-week all-inclusive free stay at the Versace Hotel.
I'd be steaming. I'd be smoke coming out my ears. Bastard. Oh my God. That means he's going to meet him at the end of the bridge.
Yes.
I can see Pete not even running to him being like, you made an absolute tit yourself.
I can imagine. No, do you know what? Pete, I think Pete's got a very hard outside and a really gooey centre.
Yeah, he's like...
you got to really find a gooey centre, but it's in there.
Dig a little bit deep,
you got to dig.
and then it's there. Yeah. I agree. Would you ever go on I'm A Celeb?
I think I'm going to have to see what Sam's feedback on it is.
That's very true. Very true, because if he comes back saying that was hell, I'd rather go to jail, then probably turn that down.
So I hope that Sam actually, this is one bit that Sam really wants to get to.
Right.
Celebrity Cyclone.
That is iconic. He'd be amazing at that.
That's it. That's the one thing he really wants to do.
He turned all the way up for that.
Oh my gosh, we turned all the way up. Do you know what? One iconic moment I had to show him, I don't think he watched this series. It was years ago. Do you remember Gillian McKeith? Fainting.
Come on.
He thought... Like he'd never seen. I said, "Have you ever watched the bit with Gillian McKeith fainting?" Because he's watched the show since he was young, but I think he must have missed that series for whatever reason. I was like, "Have you ever seen Gillian McKeith fainting?" He goes, "What? Who's Gillian McKeith?" I went, "No. Sit yourself down." And I showed him the YouTube video. He watched it 25 times, but zoomed in on all different people's faces when she fainted to see everyone's reaction.
The whole thing.
And the best thing is, she's on the floor. She's got oxygen on her face. And Dec goes, right, well, it seems like we're going to be cutting to a break to find out if Gillian can actually do it. And you're like, she's on the floor. She's got oxygen on her face. And
I'd be like, you can count me fucking out. Although that was the fakest fake. That's like if someone told me, you're going to drink that sick fruit, you will never have seen me fall so fast in my life. I'd be like,
one of the other celebrities goes, shame on you, British public. That's so funny.
Oh, but wait, you know if he gets voted out, he has to stay there for the whole thing, though?
So he then gets a 2-week free holiday.
My goal, out in the first week. First week, get me out. I'll be laying.
Don't say a word. Get in there. Say nothing.
I'd be the most boring person. I'd be starting fights if people broke me out. And I'd be like, God.
4 weeks in the Versace Hotel.
That is fucking... I didn't realise it was 5 weeks, by the way. That is such a long time.
Yeah, because I think the final was on the 14th of December, my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Hopefully my birthday present is Sam winning.
Yep, valid. Yeah. Do it for Zara.
He's great. But yeah, and then... So he left on Sunday. So it's 5 weeks. So he'll be back on the Sunday.
Insane. That's such a long time.
I know.
Although he's gonna come back and he's gonna look like some sort of like Dior model, like skinny.
Yeah, I actually wonder what he's gonna come out looking like.
The shell of a man he wears. He's gonna need like a head rub.
I'm gonna show you a photo of him wearing in his boots.
Oh, did he have his outfit?
Yeah, but he was like, I need to wear my boots in. Was sat on the sofa gaming with his boots on. I went,
that's not wearing it in. Yeah.
He was like, oh, is that how you wear them in? I went, yeah, you need to walk around. He was like, I can't leave the house though with them on because people will know. And I was like, yeah, I don't know
if they would know. They don't have I'm A Celeb written on the back. They probably think he's going on a hike.
He's wearing my pajamas, my pajama shorts.
Oh my.
If you scroll along, I zoomed in to his boots because.
What, this way?
Yeah, go that way.
Oh, sorry, that is the.
He's got my pajama shorts on.
That to me so we can put that in.
Yeah,
the little boots bit. That is fucking hilarious.
So cute.
Bless him.
Put the socks on as well.
I think he'll do great. I'm rooting for him. I think they've got an amazing lineup.
I think so.
And I think if he doesn't win,
rude.
Yeah. What's your problem?
Yeah.
It's an issue. Although great future episodes on Staying Relevant to chat shit about this.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to be really going for
amazing.
this. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Coming on. This was great. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
I'm fucking buzzing to see the next documentary.
Thank you.
In spring. Free calendar. I don't even know what month springs are. Springs are?
March time. Probably.
March.
Yeah.
Free up March. That was an order. But yeah, anyway, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been sensational. If you've been watching, give it a like and subscribe. If you've been listening, give it a follow and a 5-star review. Say bye, Zara.
5-star reviews, please.
Bye.